All right, so it's day 2 of the Spar National Netball Championships taking place in Northwest. This is the largest participation in team sports in netball, adding up to 1,800 netball players present. The event will serve as national trials for the under-21 and first-team Proteas side. And joining us to unpack the event on this Women's Day is Mati's first-team head coach and former Netball Proteas player Zanele Mdodana. Good afternoon, Zanele. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us and the netball fraternity. Firstly, happy Women's Day. Are you happy with where local netball is right now?
Yeah, thank you so much, firstly, for having me today, this afternoon. And thank you for just mentioning that it is Women's Day today and how significant that we are at the National Netball Championships in Potchefstroom, the Northwest, celebrating this beautiful day and this important day of women in our country. Am I happy with netball locally at the moment? I think it's not doing too bad. I think things are progressing well. Yes, we can definitely do more, but it's better than not doing anything. And the fact that we could have the national championships hosted this year with spectators, because last year we had no spectators, and just to see the vibe, in Potchefstroom at the Northwest University is just magnificent.
Coach Zanele, the growth of netball in South Africa has been exponential, and now the Spar National Championships have drawn more than 1,800 players. What do you make of the tournament so far?
Well, you must understand that the Spar National Champs are the flagship of netball in our country. It is the most important tournament. It's where, talent like myself was identified. Wongim Somi is a very good example as well. That's where she comes from. That's where she was seen. And she started, for example, in the C section. So the tournament is massive. It's beautiful. The standard and the quality of play is also great, even in the lower sections. So it speaks to a lot of growth. It speaks to the improvement of the quality of netball around our country. So it's really impressive to see selectors roaming around all the courts, making sure that they're leaving no talent unidentified.
As you mentioned, Coach, the championships returns for the first time in 3 years since the Covid-19 restrictions were lifted. What impacts did the break have on tournaments, funding, training, and even the morale for the players and coaching staff?
So, for example, last year, the national champs took place in Cape Town, but it was so strict with the COVID protocols. We only had the teams, they had to come in, play the match, and then they had to leave immediately. No interact. Very few players and management and other team members could actually interact. So it was really the atmosphere and the vibe wasn't what it is today, and it's really good to see, and a lot of teams couldn't participate last year. A lot of teams, Tswane is one good example. They didn't bring a team to Cape Town for many reasons, because some of the players, tested positive for COVID, so a lot of teams couldn't come through. But to see everybody coming through this year, and just filling up the courts and just seeing the players just displaying their skills and talent on the netball court is really phenomenal.
This tournament is also serving as trials for the under-21 and senior national team as well. Does this added pressure affect players in the tournament?
Yeah, well, players know that there's always not spectators, but rather selectors at the national championships. They know selectors are there, to pick a national squad. We do have a squad at the moment of 24 players that has been contracted by Netball South Africa, senior squad that is. And at the moment, we are looking for players who are going to play for the World Cup Under-21 qualifiers. And there were already other tournaments like last month that took place Under-19. And the squad was also picked there because that's the squad that is ultimately going to play the Under-21 World Cup.
All right, Coach, in closing, this is one of many tournaments paving the road to the Netball World Cup Cape Town 2023. Is South Africa on course for hosting a memorable tournament, both on and off the court?
On the court, that's bit of a sketchy one. I mean, just taking consideration what the Commonwealth, displayed to us, what it showed us. We obviously need to, and I know people always say, why are we always going back to the drawing board? But we need to go back somewhere and just look at what didn't work and what's actually working in our system internally. But off the court, Netball South Africa and the LOC, everybody, we already celebrated 365 days. Well, it was 365 days before the World Cup. People are working tirelessly to make sure that, we host the best event. We are known for doing that. We did it in 2010 with the Soccer World Cup, and I don't doubt that we are going to just blow this one out the water.
Fantastic, Coach Zanele. Always lovely speaking to you, and enjoy your time, I beg your pardon, all the way out in the Northwest. Coach Zanele Mdodana, Mati's first team coach and ex-Proteas netball player at the second day of the Spar National Netball Championships, of course, where more than 1,800 players are active and taking part of this tournament. All right, that's all the sports news I have for you at the moment. Back to you.